Okay, let's talk some Star Wars.
Hey, boys, look what I got here.
Hey, where are the white women at?
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Every now and again I get bored and I check out a Mike Zeroh video. I got nothing against Mike. I watched him for on and off for a while. And then, I just got involved in other things and other YouTubers. Mike usually comes out with some craziness. There are two reasons why I kind of lost interest in Mike Zeroh. One of them is he's always kind of come off as closet fandom menace. Never really grabbed the hashtag. Not that I care if you carry the hashtag. There's a lot of people that outside or orbit the fandom menace, people that disagree with the fandom menace, that actively gets in conversations and debates and talks and comes on live streams, and it kind of adds credibility to who they are as a person when you get to hear them in conversation and hear the points that they're making. I know Mike's been invited on a lot of different channels and he's never taken it up. Now, I don't know if that's just his thing, if he stays to himself or whatnot, but, after The Last Jedi, he pretty much said he didn't like it, and pretty much like most of the fandom, and he was objective as he could be up until The Rise of Skywalker, and then he kind of just let loose about how he felt. And the videos that he makes is kind of geared toward the majority of the fandom that is upset with Disney Star Wars. The first reason why I kind of lost interest is because he makes a lot of what seems to be guesses on what's going on. Not that we all don't do that, but he never really cites anything. The last month, apparently, and I've just watched a few videos, he's talking about Lesley Headland. Yeah, we know she's in there. And bringing Brie Larson in. No reference citing, other than the picture that we saw of her dressed as a Jedi, which was, the Brie bots loved it, but, the rest of the fandom, common sense people, no, we don't want that. Because we don't want another bigot, involved in DisneyLucasfilm. That's all we've had. That's why Disney Star Wars is so bad, because it's full of people who are in this echo chamber of hate and racism and identity politics and misandry, and it's just they hate white men, they hate straight men, they just hate people, and their creativity shows that, because it's not really creative, it's just ham-fisting their identity politics over your head without really any good creativity. Which kind of leads into the second reason why I don't really watch Mike. The other reason why I really don't watch Mike is because he doesn't cite anything. He just kind of rolls off the cuff. So, I mean, it's like listening to the guy at the water cooler at work who is full of shit, but you listen to him because the stories are creative and there's usually a drop of truth, the Jussie Smollett effect, drop of truth on a pile of lies. Now, I'm not calling Mike a liar, but all I'm saying is that it's hard to take what he's saying or his opinion. It's not even his opinions. Like, he's very matter of fact, and it's very hard to accept these things when A, you don't really talk to anybody else and you don't interact with anyone else, so we've never heard you in a conversation where your head's at, and two, you don't cite any sources. You don't say you have inside sources. One of the reasons that I watch channels like Midnight's Edge and Overlord DVD is because A, when they say it's a rumor or they can't verify the source, they tell you to take it with a grain of salt. Although, like 9 times out of 10, those channels are right. They're spot on about what's happening. So I'd rather listen to an Overlord DVD or Midnight's Edge. Not only because they work with other people in the YouTube community, like what they're about, you've heard them speak several times. Andre, Tom, Rob over there at Midnight's Edge, and Victor Van Doomcock, but. It's easier to take what they're saying seriously because they have a history of being correct on their rumors, and they're very active in the community. And so, because Mike isolates himself in his own little corner, which is his right to do, and states some of this information as so matter-of-factly without really giving you any source material or anything, not even a rumor. I heard this from someone and it's a rumor, and take it with a grain of salt. Like none of that. So it's like hearing that guy telling stories at the water cooler. So today, I decided to go down that rabbit hole because I hadn't watched Mike in a while, and I am subscribed, and I do support the channel, and I hope that you go and check him out. Please do, because no matter what, whether you believe him or not like him, it's an entertaining channel, and he's consistent with the content that he puts out. So, hail Mike Zeroh, for all my criticism. And just in case you forgot who Lesley Headland is, she's the genius who would say things like this.
So as I started to rise in television, I started to just get more blunt and just start saying, like, I would like a black writer.
It's still
Because I
bad.
said diverse, you know, you get well, white is diverse, which is something somebody said to me, and I was like, wow.
Why do you hate yourself?
Lesley Headland, in a matter of 2 minutes and 37 seconds, in an interview with Variety.com, pretty much shows the type of person that she is. She's a bigot. She is queer, so she has that check mark that she can shield herself with from any criticism while pointing the finger at everyone else in the room and saying, you're racist if you don't like the way that I think, if you don't agree with my ideology. This was Kathleen Kennedy's pick for the all-female Star Wars show that's coming out in a couple of years, the last project Kennedy has any control over, according to rumors. Then they brought in Taika Waititi, and oh man, come on website. Now you're going to lock my browser up. This is why I hate most of these websites. They're chock full of ads. Just slow your computer down. I hate this. Come on. You can do it. Ads. Tweet come up yet? No, tweet hasn't come up yet. I hate these websites. It still ain't up yet. That's where it's been like 5 minutes. I'm waiting for this one tweet. I had it up earlier, but because they need to upload new ads. So finally, after waiting forever, we have this endorsement from Rian Johnson, who says, I have no idea what kind of Star Wars will come out of Tika and Christy and Leslie's brains. If I tried to guess, I'd be wrong. And that is the most exciting thing I can imagine. Rian Johnson knows damn well what these people are going to bring. Now, I don't know this Christy person. I guess I'm going to have to figure out who she is and look her up. We all know Taika Waititi has said, I'll break your mythos in a minute, baby. So he's not to be trusted. He's not to be trusted. He's anti-fan. That is an anti-fan statement. And Lesley Headland, well, we just heard from her. And please go look that clip up. As a matter of fact, go look up the backstage BS that my team did on Lesley Headland. We broke that whole video down into 2 parts. We had to break it down into 2 parts. A 2-minute and 37-second video. Because Leslie's that crazy. And there's enough to see about who this bigot is that Kathleen Kennedy hired. So I have no doubt whatsoever, and this is all leading back to Mike. This is all leading back to Mike Zeroh. Because if you have the endorsement of a troll like Rian Johnson who hates the fans, you're working with people like Taika Waititi who we know he hates the fans. And Lesley Headland obviously hates the fans. Well, she's going to hate the fans because according to DisneyLucasfilm, according to those in Kathleen Kennedy's camp, the old fandom is nothing but 40-year-old white guys. Which, if everyone watching this who is not a 40-year-old white man is not as frustrated at being labeled that as we are, us post 40-year-old white dudes, for being called what we are as if it's a bad thing, I don't know what to tell you. So circling back around to Mike Zeroh, that's all he's been talking about. And if you want more insight, I guess, opinion that's stated as facts, I mean, who knows? If Mike has sources and this is like, I wish he would just say something about that. But if you enjoy that kind of content, go check out Mike Zeroh. You know, roll my scrutiny of him. He puts out content every day. He's doing his thing. You know, hail brother. But go check him out. Go check his videos out. I believe 100% that if Kathleen Kennedy is throwing her last F-U Hail Mary at the fans, her last middle finger at what she views as toxic people, you know, Star Wars fans from all over the world, all different ages, who just don't like identity politics in our entertainment. I completely believe that her henchman, Lesley, who has probably the same mindset that she does, and Taika, who has no problem attacking fans, insulting fans, and causing fear and distress, then, yeah, I can totally see Brie Larson coming in to this all-female-led Star Wars TV show with her identity politics and her self-hatred for being white and her hatred of white men and her hatred in general. Injecting that identity politics, you know, checking those marks off. I could definitely see that happening. Now, this is the thing. Fandom Menace will thrive on some Brie Larson videos, because there are hate bots out there. There are these Brie bots that exist that just, they're far leftist. They support identity politics and all that hate and division, and they stand up for their queen Brie. And we'll thrive. We will make video after video and get hate watches and all over the place from these people. That's not an issue. My issue is, I still have some hope that this civil war going on, reportedly, in Disney Lucasfilm between Jon Favreau and Kathleen Kennedy will produce, eventually, good Star Wars again. Because I miss Star Wars. I've missed Star Wars since what few Rebels episodes I really liked. A few of them I liked. The Clone Wars animated series, I really did like. I have some issues with I have some issues with some of it. It's not perfect. But really, Revenge of the Sith was the last Star Wars movie that I really loved. I really enjoyed. I enjoy all the prequels for all their problems. I love those movies. The only thing that Disney Star Wars has really given me that I have enjoyed has been Rogue One, which even in itself dismantled some EU canon. And I've liked The Mandalorian. It feels like Star Wars, but it's still in that Disney Lucasfilm universe, and that universe needs to be dismantled, needs to be made an alternate universe. And I'm hoping that the rumors that Dichter has been giving us are true. I hope when Kennedy leaves, Favreau takes over and puts it all into an alternate universe and starts giving us some decent Star Wars. But the death throes of woke Lucasfilm, if the Civil War is happening, if there is a change in direction, more pro-fan and pro-Star Wars than what we've gotten, if that is the case, the death throes of Kennedy and people like Lesley Headland would definitely, no doubt, bring in someone as bigoted as they are, like Brie Larson, and make it as awful and as uncreative, as bleak, as divisive and hateful as they have done with Disney Star Wars, along with the inability to give us any kind of deep character or deep universe or lore, just mimic what came before them and hope it sticks to the wall. That part of me that still has hope for Disney Star Wars, for Star Wars in general. It's been beaten down so many times, disrespected so much, especially with the revelation that Dave Filoni is just a phony. It's hurt, and it's hard to love Star Wars right now. You bring Brie Larson into it, I promise I'll be making Brie Larson videos. I swear to you, do it, because to my mind, my hopeful outlook, the most hopeful outlook that I can have, is that this all-female led, bigoted continuation of Disney Star Wars happens with Lesley Headland and Brie Larson and Taika Waititi and all that it happens, and once again proves that the direction of woke the direction of woke Disney Lucasfilm is not profitable and is awful, while we have some things that Favreau will be signing off on or helping to create that will be better, that will go into a better direction. And then that's just the final nail in the coffin for identity politics and Star Wars. That is my hope. Who knows if that's going to happen, because these corporate types and these Hollywood types, these producers, they're stubborn as hell. And they only, the corporate types only think about their quarterly earnings and how can, and they listen to people who aren't really creative, these woke creators or repurposers who take old franchises and convert them to far leftist propaganda. These are the people who live in this echo chamber that reinforce one another, and it's up to us, the fans. And that's why I tell anybody who has a desire to make a channel, start talking, start using your voice, vote with your wallets, because the only way that we're going to affect any change in the entertainments we love is if we call it out, if we keep calling it out. That's what we have to do. So, hey, if Brie ends up in If Brie ends up in Lesley Headland Disney Star Wars, oh man, I look forward to monetizing your stupidity. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you believe that Mike Zeroh's onto something? Do you believe that this is just, rumor and speculation meant to piss off the fans? Just another jab at us? Or are they going to go through with this and really just tell the fans that their opinion means nothing? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian. Your historian, born in the chats with my brothers and sisters, telling you to wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other. Peace. Hail my brothers and sisters in the chat. Hail the Fandom Menace. It is the Fandom Menace historian. Your Fandom Menace historian, born in the chats with my brothers and sisters, letting you know that the Fandom Menace Volume 1 of Fandom Betrayed is back in demand. You can pick up this first edition book on Indiegogo for a limited time. Here's a comment from someone well respected in our community, Shellback, commenting on the importance of the Fandom Menace Volume 1.
Get on Indiegogo and order a copy of that damn book, or you're an effing retard. Okay, that's yeah.
Pick up your copy today.